Hi, this is Marty Walker inside the creative process. This is Little Moments, part two. In the previous, I shared the song with you. If you're coming upon this and you haven't heard the song, you might like to Google it or find it, Little Moments. So, oh boy. This is the part where I get to talk about the creative process. And it's funny because I was excited to share the song because I love the song, and I wrote it a couple weeks ago, and it was, of course, it's a song of longing, and the chorus is, I want to fall into you tonight. I want to fall into you tonight. Rest my head safely in the crook of your arm. And it's based partially on, well, it is based on true events, and I can't say that it's specifically all one person, although there are a few people that I have in mind when I wrote the song. And sometimes as a storyteller, will draw upon different events to make a good story. It still is all very true. Okay, I can't believe I'm being this vulnerable. Will I edit this later? I don't know, but art is life. Yesterday I was walking through my hometown of Nevada City, and there was a guy, seemed like a homeless guy, smelled strongly of alcohol and had 3 layers of clothes on, and he had a guitar. And it was such a strange experience. I've been thinking about playing guitar. I play piano, and I was walking through this parking lot, and he walked up to me and handed me this guitar, and it was so strange. He said, "Here, I want to give you this guitar." And at first I was excited. I said, "Oh, great, I've been wanting a guitar." And I said, "Wait, I'll buy it from you." And then I realized, well, I don't really have that much extra money right now. And then I thought, no, this guy's obviously wasted. He's gonna wake up and say, "Oh no, what did I do with my guitar?" I said, "You can't give me your guitar." I said, "But why don't you play me a song on your guitar? I want to hear how it sounds." So we sat down. He invited me to sit down on a rock across from him in this little kind of park area, and he sang for me. And it started out kind of innocent enough, and here I was offering some of my time, kindly and generously to this probably homeless guy. And but he started singing this blues. He asked me if I liked the blues. I said, yeah. He seemed a little surprised at that. So he started singing, and I realized it was a portrait of his life. And I don't think he realized what he was doing. But about halfway through, I started to feel his probably often very sad story. He said, it's a da-na-na-na. He's playing a song. He said, he goes, I'm walking down the streets, down my streets. I got no shoes on my feet. I got 3 layers of clothes on my back. He kind of made it rhyme. It was actually pretty good. And he said, I got a pretty girl, and somehow he ends up in jail. He said, and I ended up in jail, and then he goes, what's my bail? He's like, what the F is my bail? And it just as soon as he started singing, I realized, oh my God, this is his life, and he's inviting me in, and he's expressing himself. And it wasn't necessarily a happy story, And of course, it was all in good fun, because that's the way we frame it a lot of the times. And this song that I wrote, wow, what a gift to be able to write about what we're going through and be able to share it, and to be able to put it to music and make it sound pretty. There's a lot of kind of sadness in this song. Wow. Perhaps I need another moment, but I was going to talk about song structure a little bit. But really, there's not much to it. I mean, it's a pretty simple song. It's a verse and a chorus, and it does have a bridge, which I talked about bridges in the last episode, and said I felt sometimes they were often the weakest part of the song, and sometimes the throwaway. I tried really hard. Okay, so let me move out of that area and talk about the bridge. So The verses. Even if this doesn't last forever, what is forever? So okay, so those are the verses, and so the bridge was, you make me feel so beautiful. You must have told me 100 times that night. So it's just kind of it's a part that brings you back into the chorus again in a new way. It reintroduces it with kind of a freshness because we've taken a break from it. And the chorus of the song is, I wanna fall into you tonight. So I actually wrote the chorus first of the song, which is kind of common with me. And in fact, if you look on my page here, I don't know if you can see the page, my page, Little Moments, it starts at the top with the chorus. So it just shows you that I kind of have that in my head first. And what I was really going for was something very simple, almost so simple that you don't even think about the music. You're not thinking about, oh, what chord is that? And, you know, like a music theory person wouldn't be thinking about where it's going and what's happening, but just something. It's basically a heart song. It's a song of longing, and it had to be very open and very vulnerable. I imagined people sitting and listening to this song, you know, maybe a couple that's in love, and it just opens their hearts and they want to feel one another. Because that's kind of how I wrote it. So it's, I wanna fall. It's kind of open. Into you tonight. I don't even play a chord there. I go, into you tonight. So exposed, right? It's just the vocal. No music behind it. How can you get any more vulnerable than that? Rest my head safely in the crook of your arm. Again, safe, and it's something that I wanted to be. I wanted it to be so fluid, like water, like air. Safely in the crook of your arm. Just that feeling of being so safe, because that's kind of what I had in mind when I wrote that. You know, yeah, just that feeling of being home. Even if it's just for tonight. And I know that a lot of us feel that way. You know, I'm single for the first time in many years. You know, I've been single for a couple years, but, you know, the first year was just trying to figure out which way it was up and, you know, trying to get through anger and all that. And the second year has been really just a lot of moments of just beingness and really feeling it. I think the first year I felt all the stuff that needed to come out, and the second year is just really a place of vulnerability. So that's probably why I'm feeling so vulnerable right now. But to have that feeling of being home that I had felt for many years, and you know, I'm longing to feel that again. And you know, I guess, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna have like a psychology kind of moment here, but art is life. And so if you are experiencing something right now, let this be my message before I go into another episode of, you know, feelings and tears. You know, let it reflect through your art, no matter what your art is. If your art is photography, if your art is writing books and poems and music, and or you know, if you're a visual artist, or if you are into, I don't know, macrame, or even maybe technology, you know, if you build things, and let your heart come through your art. There we go. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching Inside the Creative Process with Marti Walker. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.